Remember, we stop at 14, right? So today we'll be starting from 15 in chapter 1. Right, so we'll be starting from 15 and see what we're going to cover this. Okay, please. People have to pay attention, try to understand, okay? Just try to understand, all right? Okay, good. Now, starting from 15, stop at 14 for previous class. Okay, so this one is 15. Le parte della carreggiata, talking about the part of the carriageway. Okay, why is the carreggiata talking about part of the carriageway? Right? Number 1.
Fanno parte della carreggiata le corsie di marcia.
Now, fanno parte della carreggiata, la corsia di marcia. Now, part of the carriageway is the movement lane. Right? So part of the carriageway is the movement lane. And it is true, è vero. Corsia di marcia is the corsia di destra. That is the corsia di marcia. Right? So part of the carriageway is the corsia di marcia, which is the right lane. And the answer is vero. Number 2.
Fanno parte della carreggiata gli attraversamenti ciclabili.
Fanno parte della carreggiata gli attraversamenti ciclabili. Fanno parte, part of the carriageway, the crossing, bicycle crossing part. Understand? Part of the carriageway, bicycle crossing part. Right? Let me show you the bicycle crossing part. See it here. Do your bicycle cross. This continuous line, the middle is free. Why the one that is used for, oh no, why the one that is used to cross the road, which is for attraversamento pedonale, the middle line is continuous. This one does not have this space line in the middle. You understand? Okay. This is the attraversamento biciclabile, and it's part of the carriageway. Carriageway and the road we can circulate. Right? Good. Number 3.
Fanno parte della carreggiata gli attraversamenti pedonali.
Fanno parte della carreggiata attraversamenti pedonali, which is the pedestrian crossing part. Look at the pedestrian. See the difference? The bicycle has middle space, braking sign in the side, the other side, while the middle is free for the circulation of bicycle. Therefore, the attraversamento pedonale, which is the pedestrian crossing part, it has what? Continuous stretching. See it? Vero.
Fanno parte della carreggiata le corsie di sorpasso.
Fanno parte della carreggiata le corsie di sorpasso. Fanno parte della carreggiata is a part of the carriageway is the lane of overtaking, which is the corsia di what? The destra, the sinistra. Right? Corsia di sinistra is part of the carriageway. And the answer is vero. So if you have any question, just go ahead and ask. Yeah, go ahead, Don Perry.
Please, Captain, just put more light on that first one because the network waved. So I couldn't hear it well.
All right, and there's no problem. The next person is there. Go ahead. Okay, same person. All right. Now, it's a final parte della carreggiata, la corsia di marcia. It's a part of the carriageway, is a lane of movement. Now, corsia di marcia is that corsia di destra. Now, let me show you. Fanno parte di carreggiata, corsia di marcia. This is the corsia di marcia. All right? Just a minute. Oh, okay, this is corsia di marcia. Fanno parte della carreggiata, corsia di sorpasso. This is the corsia di sorpasso. Corsia di marcia is the right lane. Corsia di sorpasso is the left lane, all right? So that's what they are saying.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Another person. Oh, all right, so let's continue. Number 16, corsia di definition e caratteristiche. The definition of definition, lane definition, and the characters. Okay, what they are made for, their function, right?
La corsia può essere destinata alla normale marcia dei veicoli.
La corsia può essere, is a lane can be destinata, can be dedicated, can be designed, can be made of, all right? La norma, normally, okay? Ma, you see, normally the marcia di veicoli. Lanes can be dedicated, you understand, for the movement of vehicle. Marcia di veicoli meaning the movement of vehicle. Yes, lane can also be dedicated for the movement of vehicle. And the answer is zero. Right? Yeah. Number 2, attention.
La corsia è limitata da strisce continue o discontinue.
Attention to this one. He said la corsia è limitata. He said lane is limited. Okay? That stretch is of lines. Stretch, name that line. Continua. Either the line is continua or discontinua. Now, this is it here. What he's talking about. He said lanes. This is the lane. Can also be made up of a continuous line and also discontinuous line. And the answer is zero. Either this middle line is continuous or discontinuous. Right? Good. Which is number 2, continue or discontinue. Yeah. Number 3.
La corsia può essere di accelerazione.
Now, it says lanes. Può essere can be of acceleration, meaning acceleration. It says lane can be of acceleration. And I remember I told you what acceleration is used for. Okay? Acceleration is used to accelerate, meaning to enter the highway. Okay? Acceleration is used to enter the highway. And the answer is zero. Okay? Now the question says, corsia può essere, it says lane can be of acceleration. So that road that they used to enter the autostrada is also a lane. Okay? And it's acceleration. There's no picture. Just you have seen it before. Right? And the answer is zero. Lane can be of acceleration.
La corsia può essere di decelerazione.
Now, this is the same word here. You see, the corsia può essere, you see, lane can be deceleration, meaning the word deceleration here means to come down. Look at it here. Good. This is the deceleration. Acceleration is to enter. Deceleration is to come down. We need to get off the road. Right? To get off the road. That is deceleration. Right? So lane can also be a deceleration. Look at this road now. This is a deceleration rate. Remember, the reason why this road can be called corsia is because in this road, in this carriageway, in this road now, you can't overtake. Remember, you cannot overtake when you are deceleration. You cannot overtake when you accelerazione. Right? You can't overtake when you are entry. You can't overtake when you are coming down. And the answer for that for our previous class was vero. And then telling us then that lanes poi essere can be of deceleration. And the answer is true. Number 5.
Le corsie possono essere vietate a taluni tipi di veicoli.
Now, it's a lanes. The lane poi essere is a lane can be vietata. Now, possono can be vietata di taluni tipi, means talking about some type. Okay? Vehicles. Right? So lanes, the lanes can be forbidden for some type of vehicles. Yes, the lane can be forbidden for some type of vehicle, which is true. There are some lanes is only made for the transit of, there's some lane is only made for the transit of some certain vehicle. You understand? The writer divieto di transito, eccezione. Is that forbidden of transiting, the whole put exception, right? So when they put exception, it's not saying that these are the type that is permitted, where this type is not permitted. Please mute who is there. All right? So there are some lanes that forbid transit of some type of vehicle. All right? So, and it is true. È vero.
La corsia può essere riservata alla circolazione di alcune categorie di veicoli, taxi, autobus, eccetera.
He said, la corsia può essere, he said, lane can be riservata, lane can be reserved alla circolazione, for the circulation of some category of vehicle. The lane, who is that?
Deborah Moot, please.
Deborah, good evening. Please, can you just can you hear me? All right, please, all right. Just the button close to your mic there that we used to it, okay? Thank you. Now, is it la corsia può essere? Is a lane can be reserved. Is a lane can be reserved.
Dobera, why they on mute again now? Eh?
Please, Deborah, please just mute, okay? So that you can also hear me when I'm talking. Now, la corsia può essere, is a lane can be reserved alla circolazione, for the circulation of some, the word alcuni also means some category of vehicle. Okay, lane can be reserved for some category of vehicle. Remember, in this country that we are now, corsia the autobus. Autobus, most of them get their own lane, especially when they are parking. Remember, they'll say this one, they'll put their bus sign. So that place is reserved for them. If there are some vehicle, they will separate, there are some road, they will separate the road, the carriageway or the corsia with a white, a yellow line, saying that this place is reserved for taxi. All right, so there are some roads that are reserved for some category of vehicle. Now the word vehicle here is talking about anything that has tire. Any vehicle that has tire, that's what we're talking about vehicle here. All right, so either there are some roads that are reserved for the circulation of bicycle, road reserved for the circulation of taxi, trailer, autobus. All right, good. And it is true, lanes puoi essere, which is corsia puoi essere riservata alla circolazione alcuni categorie di veicoli, taxi, autobus, etc. And the answer is
La corsia può essere destinata ad effettuare sorpassi.
now listen, he said the lane Può essere, the lane can be destinata, the lane can be designed, dedicated, okay, all'effettuare, to carry out overtaking. Now, which lane to carry out overtaking? To overtake the vehicle in your front. The lane to overtake the vehicle in your front is considered the sinistra, which is your left lane. So lane can also be dedicated to carry out overtaking, right? And it is true, Evero. Now we are talking about the definition of lanes and their function, all right? This one is Vero.
L'ente proprietario della strada può imporre che su una corsia i veicoli transitino ad una velocità minima obbligatoria.
Now the word l'ente proprietario della strada, talking about the road owners. Who are the road owners? They are the police, the vigilante. Okay? These are the people that hold the road. Right? Now these people, when they make any road, they will put law in that road. Now this road, your speed limit should not exceed 40. Your speed limit should not exceed 50. Your speed limit should not exceed 100. You understand? So they put these rules. Now listen. L'ente proprietario della strada, which is the road owners, yeah, the road owner, okay, which is the l'ente proprietario della strada. Poi imporre, now they can impose, right? Imporre means they can impose. Now, che su una corsia, they can impose that on a road, on a lane, they can impose that on a lane, the vehicle transitano, the vehicle that is transiting on that lane, have a velocity minimum that to obey, which is obligatory. So a road, they can put a law to that. Any transit of vehicle, they have this obligation to obey. Minima. And it is true. That's why if you see some road, they put 20, 40, 50, 60, and so on and so forth. All right? And the answer is vero. Number 9.
La corsia è una parte della carreggiata che consente la circolazione di una sola fila di veicoli.
Dice la corsia è una parte della strada carreggiata, is a lane, is a part of the carriageway che consente, that allow la circolazione, that allow the circulation di un sola fila di veicoli. Lane is a part of the carriageway that allow the circulation of only one line of vehicle. Now, if they tell you that lane is part of the carriageway that allow the circulation of two vehicles, you have to start thinking. Lane is not talking about a carreggiata, it's talking about corsia. Can two vehicles circulate in corsia? No. Okay? Two vehicles cannot circulate in corsia. It's only one vehicle that can circulate in corsia, which is one lane. Corsia and lane. All right? So, corsia is a part of the carriageway, just as the carriageway is a part of the strada. Okay? So the carriageway is a part of the strada, just as the lanes is a part of the carriageway. So lane lane allow the circulation of just one line of vehicle. Two vehicles cannot circulate in one lane. All right? And this sign is vero, sola fila di veicoli.
La corsia può essere destinata alle soste di emergenza, in caso di guasto o malessere.
Now, in our previous lesson, we know what we call piazzola di sosta, and we also know what we call corsia di emergenza, right? And I said that in piazzola di sosta, which is a lane where you can stop for 24 hours to rest, resting lane, and also a lane where you can stop in case your car breaks down, which is for 3 hours. Piazzola di sosta is 24 hours, corsia di emergenza is 3 hours. Have that in mind again. Now listen. He said la corsia può essere, he said lane can be destinata, which is dedicated alla circolazione, for the circulation. Scusami. Destinata, dedicated alla sosta di emergenza, can be dedicated for this parking of vehicle, okay? Stopping of vehicle, all right? Sosta, because in the process of time that you are parking there, that period of time that you have your in caso di guasto or malessere, in the of breakdown or sick, all right? So malessere when one is sick, guasto meaning when the vehicle break down. So the period of time when you're parking your vehicle there, all right, it's called sosta di emergency. That place where you can park your vehicle for 3 hours. So there's a lane dedicated for it. You cannot just be driving your car off in the middle of the road and won't look for a solution to park it close to the take it close to the take it to the concerning emergency or the source. When you leave it on that lane, on the normal lane for circulation, what will happen? It will cause go slow, right? So there's a lane dedicated for parking of vehicle in case of emergency, in the sense that your vehicle was spoiled or the person, the driver is sick, right? Which lane consider the emergency, which is emergency lane, like this. Now look at this one here, just like this lady now. See the lady, vehicle don't spoil. See where it come on. See the lane. Consider the marcha normale, consider the sorpasso, which is this other one. Why this one is considered emergency. So I just stay for you and wait for rescue team.
La corsia può essere riservata ai veicoli che intendono svoltare. Corsia specializzata.
Now listen. Corsia, the lane, può essere, can be reserved alla veicoli, can be reserved for a vehicle that intend to do what? Svolta. Corsia di specializzata. Corsia di specializzata is like this. Let me show you something. Lane non è talk about so. There are some roads. Oh, my barrier is not here. Nice. All right. Yeah, you're from, I don't know. I think I need to bring this to you guys so that I can be able to be designing for you guys. If I'm not a designer, I'm not able to understand that. All right, don't worry, okay? Part of the learning. So it's better you understand what this lane is talking about. So in case you come back, you know what the name of the lane, right? So sorry for the delay, okay? Now, you must have seen a road like this. Right? The road is like this. Now there's another road like this, which is another road like this. Have you seen this? You know this one here? Specializzata. Now, a vehicle that wants to come to this side of the road, it can't just turn like this. It cannot turn like this, zoom, boom, boom, boom. No. First of all, it will wait on this vehicle pass. Then it will move to this place and wait here. All right. Then waiting here is waiting for the vehicle that is coming behind to pass before it can now transit. I think you must have seen that road. It's always in the middle of the carreggiata. All right, so good. Thank you for that. Se le corsia poi essere riservate alla veicoli che intendono svuotare, da intent to turn, corsia di specializzata, a specialized lane for turning. Okay, and it is true. È vero. Number 12.
La corsia può essere destinata al rallentamento dei veicoli in uscita dalle autostrade.
Now listen. Now, you see, le corsia può essere destinata. You see, lane can be destined, dedicated al rallentamento. Rallentamento meaning slowing down the veicoli di uscita di autostrada. A lane can be for a vehicle to be slowing down to be able to exit the autostrada. And what is the name of that road to exit autostrada? It's called corsia di decelerazione. Deceleration lane to exit autostrada. All right. So first of all, the vehicle will slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. It will do what? Uscita de la autostrada. Get it now? And it is true, vero. Right? So if you have any question, raise up your hand and ask me.
Wally.
Right?
Good evening, sir. Good evening. That consider the just now is specializzata and consider the canalizzazione. They are the same.
Corsia di canalizzazione is a corsia to exit autostrada. Okay?
Okay.
No, let me get it. Let me just make it clear for you. You know, it's like canalizzazione is a corsia to select. You select lane. To select lane. That's what you mean, okay? Canalizzazione. It was selected. That one is different from corsia di specializzata. Specializzata was that one I just draw. You find it most time in the middle of the correct way. The vehicle that is going, it will first of all stay at the middle, just like Della Presidenza. That triangle sign that I normally found in Della Presidenza, that it will wait in the middle of the road. Then you allow the vehicle coming for the opposite direction to pass, where you now move. So that's talking about, okay?
Scusa, which is canalizzazione. We cannot. It's only autostrada we can see canalizzazione.
Canalizzazione is acceleration lane. Acceleration, canalizzazione.
Okay.
Like when you now decide to do this one, you understand? Go ahead.
James.
Okay. Chama, good evening. Now this one now one meeting, which is a relantamento.
Okay?
Hello, do you hear me?
This
This is
one,
the word relantamento. Which mean?
slow down, slow down,
Yes,
slow down,
yes.
slow down.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other person there?
Sophia.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Sir, please, I want to understand this word is charter. Is that page 13, which is 10? Guasto.
The word guasto there. The word guasto meaning 14. Breakdown square.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Continue, sir.
All right. Now, corsia di accelerazione. Now, when we're talking about acceleration lane, okay? Acceleration. Okay, acceleration lane. Right? Acceleration lane.
La corsia di accelerazione facilita l'ingresso dei veicoli in autostrada o su strade extraurbane principali.
Now, is it la corsia di accelerazione, which is the lane for acceleration? This is the corsia di accelerazione, which is made to enter. Okay, that's corsia di accelerazione. The acceleration, right? Corsia di accelerazione, facilitar is an word facilitar here, make it easy to ingress or to enter vehicle, to enter the vehicle nell'autostrada, to enter a vehicle in autostrada, or su strada extraurbana principale, or on road of extraurbana, which is urban road. That be extraurbana principale, meaning urban road. So this accelerazione either is used to enter autostrada or to enter così di strada di extraurbana principale, which is, semi-autostrada, right? So another for the scene. Così di wait again. Accelerazione, acceleration, to enter.
La corsia di accelerazione serve ad entrare correttamente in autostrada.
You see, the corsia of acceleration, it helps, it serves for you to enter correctly the highway. And it is true. È vero.
La corsia di accelerazione viene utilizzata per aumentare la velocità.
Now, corsia di accelerazione, it comes with used for increase of speed. So now, if you want to really enter autostrada, you will not enter as you are coming, boom, you wait, there's no vehicle, you move. You don't stay there. You understand? And be moving length. Okay? Because the more you keep slowly on that road, the more the vehicle coming behind will rallentare. And if they rallentare, the other one the behind will rallentare. The more they rallentare, the more go slow it become. So it's made for acceleration. Right? And it is true. È vero.
La corsia di accelerazione serve per rientrare sulla carreggiata dell'autostrada dopo che si è usciti da un'area di servizio.
No, normally, and I've already told you before, that acceleration lane is used to enter. You can't do overtaking acceleration lane. You can't do overtaking acceleration. You cannot park in acceleration lane. You cannot park there. It's only to enter. You understand? You cannot park there. You cannot stop there. You understand? Okay, so he said the corsia di accelerazione serve per entrare o rientrare, to rientra, che su carreggiata on the carriageway dell'autostrada, which is highway, dopo che si è uscita, after you have exited. Now you want to enter autostrada, now wait for the car, they come from somewhere, right? So now you have to exit that place that you are coming from for you to be able to enter autostrada. And that place that you are coming from is known as uscita di area di servizio, brother. So you have to exit that busy area and enter autostrada, right? And it is true. È vero. So if you have any question, go ahead and ask me. All right.
Doris. Number 3. This
La corsia
particular
di accelerazione viene utilizzata per aumentare la velocità.
okay, I want to know
Go
the
ahead.
meaning of this aumentare.
Aumentare, I said increase. Okay.
Okay.
Now, corsia di accelerazione viene utilizzata, is commonly used for increase. You have to increase your speed when you are exiting, when you are entering the autostrada. So it's for your, it helps for you to be able to speedily enter a normal way for circulation, which is the autostrada or extraurbana principale.
Okay, thank you. You can continue, sir.
Now, corsia di decelerazione. The other one was what? Accelerazione. Now, I want to talk about decelerazione, meaning descending. That one was entry. This one had to descend. That one had to ascend. This one had to descend. Okay? So let's look at decelerazione. They will not be different. A little different will be on either this one is coming. This one is used to come out or exit autostrada. Now it was used to enter autostrada. Remember? Okay, good. Now, decelerazione.
La corsia di decelerazione facilita l'uscita dei veicoli dall'autostrada.
The corsia of decelerazione, which is deceleration lane, facilita, meaning make it easy to exit a vehicle. Where? Autostrada. Okay, so this corsia di decelerazione, it make it easy for a vehicle to exit autostrada. That is to come down like this. Look at it here. All right. Now, in this corsia, you cannot park, you cannot stop, you cannot overtake. Right? Good. Have that in your mind. You cannot overtake this.
La corsia di decelerazione serve per uscire correttamente da una strada extraurbana principale.
Listen now. You say this corsia di decelerazione, which is the deceleration lane, serve for exiting correctly. Okay, the una strada correctly of a road known as extra urbana principale. Now you exiting strada extra urbana principale. This corsia di decelerazione is used for it. You said for it, and it is true. Right? Now, if they tell you now that corsia di decelerazione serve entrare di autostrada, you don't say na lie they talk, say na falso. Corsia di decelerazione is used to exit autostrada, not be to enter. Right? Good.
La corsia di decelerazione serve per uscire dalla carreggiata dell'autostrada ed entrare nell'area di servizio.
The previous one said that we are coming from area di servizio to enter autostrada, right? Meaning we are coming from a busy area to enter autostrada. Now, this one said that decelerazione, we are exiting the autostrada to enter service area, meaning a busy area. All right? Dice le corsia di decelerazione, which is the deceleration lane, serve per uscire, to exit la carreggiata, to exit the carriageway, dell'autostrada, which is the highway, e entrare. Now, you exit autostrada, which is the highway. Now, you enter where? Area di servizio, meaning a busy area. Area di servizio. Right? So you exit normal way to enter service area where people can serve you, where you can serve you, so you can buy, where you can go your house, so you can, you know what I'm saying? So that's it. And it is true. That is the function of degeneration. Go ahead. If you have any question.
There is. Okay, my question now be say for the first one, the Kosiadi, this one is it the same thing?
No, this one you want exit. Remember, this one is used for rallentare, to exit autostrada. Now,
Okay.
previous just now I told you, I see there's a lane reserved for you to rallentare, to exit the autostrada. Yes. So after that, the Corsia is talking about Corsia di decelerazione. For you to be able to exit autostrada, it's talking about deceleration lane, right? So you have to relent. You have to not that you just be walking like you won't be accelerating because
Yes, like
you are
there's a
exiting,
maximum limit.
you have to drive moderate. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other person there? All right.
No, sir.
Number 19. Now, banchina, significato, e caratteristici. Now, you're talking about banchina. Remember, we don't explain carreggiata, the function of banchina. Banchina is a place where vehicle don't circulate on. Banchina is not reserved for the circulation of vehicle. It's a edge of road. That place is very soft. I'm going to show you later. Now, the function and the signification of banchina. Now, this is banchina. Look at it here. This place now is banchina. Now, this banchina is very fine. This one fine. So the one they will tell us, you know, if you park for there, if you park for you know, if you park for that one, they tell us. Right, this one and the banchina and the very edge of the carriageway. Okay, so banchina is not part of the carreggiata. This is the carreggiata, the carriageway. Why in the Corsia? Banchina now part of strada. Okay, now part of road. All right. Good. Now this one is beautiful, but the one that will be telling us is good. Now pay attention.
La banchina non consente, di norma, il transito ai veicoli.
La banchina di norma, scusami, la banchina non consente, non allow. The edge not allow normally the transit of vehicle. Normally that edge, so they allow the transit of vehicle. Now, the picture I showed you was a fine one, okay? but the one they are talking about is the brutal one. All right, so vehicle cannot transit there. Right? And the answer is true. Sometimes in this bank, there are particles of bottle. You understand? Names, you see, after they finish tying the road, all those iron, all those stick, all those wherever, they will fall in the side of the road. So the vehicle intends to transit there, it might shoot their tire. So for that reason, banking is not made for the circulation of vehicle, neither for the circulation of bicycle or human. Right? Good.
La banchina è parte della strada, posta al di fuori della carreggiata.
You just said it, Nana. Say you said the banking, which is the edge, is part of the road. Okay? Parte della strada. Parte di fuori is part of outside carreggiata. So banchina is not part of the carreggiata, but it's part of the what? Strada. Right? And it is true. È vero.
La banchina è parte della strada, situata oltre la linea bianca continua di margine della carreggiata.
Now look at it here. Now this one picture has discontinuous here, but don't look at the discontinuous sign because this place might be a road to someone's house. You look at that place is kind of clean, right? That place might be a road to someone's house. Now pay attention. Now, bankina, the middle line is always the line that separates the bankina from the carreggiata is the line that separates the bankina from the carreggiata is continuous. Just like this. So, okay. So the reason is because no vehicle is allowed to cross this continuous line. This continuous line. Okay. You can only cross this continuous line maybe just as this place it was strategized, which is breakable for you to exit your normal merger. Okay, so you can't cross this continuous line. All right, now it's telling us that the bankina is separated with a white continuous line. Now, if they're telling you that bankina is separated with a strategized line, which is this continuous line, you will know. Just as you already know that Osea di Magencia is also separated with continuous line. Osea di Magencia, emergency lane, is not separated with a breakable line, which is discontinuous. It's separated with a continuous line. So also with bankina. Bankina line, which is the edge line, is continuous. Now the bankina they are talking about is this one. This is the bankina they are talking about. If you look for closely that up there, you see there is a hole here. Don't know if you can see my black barrel. There's a hole there. So if you decide to enter this place now, your vehicle might fall inside this place. You understand? So that's the bankina they are talking about. This one is very fine. All right. So normally in bankina you can stay, and it is true. Right? So the middle line, the edge line is bianca continua, the margine della carreggiata, which is the white continuous line at the edge of the carriageway. And the answer is well. So if you have any question, raise up your hand and ask me. All right, so let's go to 20. 20. Marciapiede. What do you mean marciapiede? Which is the pedestrian part. Okay? Marciapiede is the pedestrian part. Marciapiede is different from attraversamento pedonale. The attraversamento pedonale is the pedestrian crossing part. Okay? Marciapiede is the lane reserved for pedestrians. That side way people they waka follow in the morning, they jog, they go walk, kind of the follow they drag that place. You know, those edge of the road. And let me see if I can picture of it. All right, this one show this one. Okay, something like this. All right, yes, so canonical pedicabia. You understand? Right? All right. You say il marciapiede.
Modo. Riservata ai pedoni.
Like, is it slow, right? Is it slow from your end?
Yes.
Yeah, I think. Sorry.
It's breaking.
All right, sorry for that. Let me see. Now, you say il marciapiede, which is the pedestrian crossing by your shoulders now. È una parte della strada, is a part of the road. Rialzata, which is it's raised. Okay? Rialzata means a raised one. So pedestrian transitive part is a part of the road that is raised, meaning it's not level, it's not arazo. Right? So is raised. Or now either it is raised or is delimited, meaning separated in altro modo, in other way, reserved for pedestrians. All right. So now it's saying that this marciapiede is a part of the road raised, or either is this the road is raised normally, not all road, or not all pedestrian part is raised. Right? Some of the pedestrian part they are flat, but it is separated with a line. And make us say delimitata, which is delimited in altro modo, is delimited with other way, riservata a pedone, reserved for pedestrians. And it is true, è vero.
Il marciapiede è una parte della strada riservata, di norma, ai pedoni.
Il marciapiedi è una parte della strada riservata di norma il pedone. Which the pedestrian part is a part of the corridor, part of the road reserved of normally people which people pedestrians, which is pedone. Pedone I put in the right? And it is true. È vero. This is the place actually. This is the raised one. You see it's raised, right? Good. Raised up.
Il marciapiede
It's breaking. Oh.
consente la sosta dei veicoli solo in presenza di apposite strisce di parcheggio.
Now, il marciapiedi is breaking.
Yes, sir.
It's breaking, sir.
Yes, I don't know. But let's see. My God, now. All right. Sorry for that. There's network.
Il marciapiede consente la sosta dei veicoli solo in presenza di apposite strisce di parcheggio.
Can you guys hear it now? Yeah.
Yes.
Now, il marciapiedi consente la sosta. He said the marciapiedi, he allowed the parking of vehicle only in the presence of appropriate line of parking. Il marciapiedi consente la sosta di veicoli. He said this marciapiedi, so we have the polo. He allowed only the parking in the presence of opposita. appropriate. Okay, not be opposite. Appropriate. Of line of parking. So if you see this marchapiedi now, someone can park his vehicle here. The only reason why someone can park their vehicle there, the only reason why someone can park their vehicle in this kind of place is only when there is a parking line that is given. So if there is a parking line here that says P for parking, he allow you. So you can just drive in and park because it's only when consented. You understand? Good. Attention to this word here. Solo. Solo. In marciapiedi, consent de la sosta is a pedestrian park is allowed to park a vehicle only in the presence, meaning there is a sign there. The opposite, which is appropriate, stretch the package, which is appropriate line of parking. And it is true. That's only the reason you can park. And the answer is very wrong.
Il marciapiede è una parte della strada, al di fuori della carreggiata, destinata alla circolazione dei pedoni.
Il marciapiedi è una parte della strada e da fuori della carreggiata, destinata alla circolazione di veicoli. Il marciapiedi is part of the carriageway. Scusami, marciapiedi è una parte della strada, a fuori della carreggiata. So, marciapiedi is part of the road, meaning the full road. All right? Destined. Okay? Now, it's part of the full road outside the carriageway. So, marciapiedi is not part of the carriageway. You understand? Marciapiedi is not part of the carriageway. Okay? Because it's out of the carriageway, but is part of the road destined for the circulation of pedestrians. And the answer is true, è vero. If you have any question, you go ahead and ask me.
No question, sir.
Right? Just a minute, let me see why. This, so let's have this number 21 to it, okay? Yes, 21 to it. Talking about Savagente. Savagente. Right? Now, what is the meaning of Savagentes? Now, let me show you the picture here. Okay? This is Savagente, lifesaver. Yeah. Talking about Savagente. This place, so lifesaver, right? Now, remember in our previous teaching, we said that you can only overtake a vehicle from the left and right. You understand which kind of vehicle? Tram or autobus. You can overtake autobus at the right side if there is an existence of what? Salvagente. Right? And it is true. That's it. Now we'll look at the function of the salvagente. Take a vehicle from the left and right.
Il salvagente, posto in corrispondenza di attraversamenti pedonali, serve anche al riparo o alla sosta dei pedoni che attraversano la strada.
Il salvagente posto in corrispondenza di attraversamento pedonale serve anche al riparo
Il salvagente,
o
posto in
la
corrispondenza di
sosta
attraversamenti
di
pedonali,
pedone.
serve anche al riparo o
Riparo
alla
either to
sosta dei
retake,
pedoni che attraversano la strada.
okay, like this. Now yes, so the car don't corner, boom, go stop for here. Then you want enter now, all right? Either it dey enter or it dey come down. That is the function of this jetta place. So this salvagente. Salvagente posto in corrispondenza, meaning at the corresponding of the attraversamento pedonale, which is the pedestrian crossing part. It's fine between the pedestrian crossing part where pedestrian will come down, it will enter the bus, or you come down for the bus, it will cross. Serve, meaning also serve, anche also to, to re-enter or to come or to sosta, to park of pedestrians. Okay? To park pedestrians, meaning, oh, come down. Okay? Che attraversano, da want to cross. Who you want cross? Strada. That is the function of this salvagente. It is true.
Il salvagente facilita la salita e la discesa dei passeggeri da tram, filobus o autobus.
Salvagente facilita, now make it easy to enter, to come down. Who? Passenger, passeggeri. From where? Tram, filobus, or autobus. Either to enter or to come down. And it is true, that is the function of this salvagente. Is lifesaver.
Il salvagente può essere segnalato da colonnine luminose a luce gialla fissa.
Now, this salvagente, so let me show you something. Look at what they are talking about here. You see this yellow, this is yes. This is the light they are talking about. All right? Il salvagente può essere, it can be segnalato, it can be signed, there can be a sign there in salvagente. Di colonnine luminosa with a bright sign, a bright light sign. Luce gialla fissa, a yellow fixed light. Yellow fixed light. Now, it's not luce proprio. We're talking about luce proprio, we're talking about real light. It's not a real light. It's just a luminosa. It's just a reflector. Look at it here. It's just a reflector. So at night, even at daytime, a vehicle is coming, they see this thing here. Understand? So it's a reflector. So what did I say? It's not luce proprio. Luce proprio meaning real light. It's not a real light. All right? So, and it is true. So it's a colonnine luminosa a luce gialla fissa, which is a bright, like a shining yellow fixed light. A shining yellow fixed light, luminosa, bright yellow fixed light. And it is true, as I show you the picture just now. So if you have any question, go ahead and ask. All right. So I think we're stopping here at this 21. Everyone, you want to ask question? Okay, cool. Please.
Evans, yes.
Okay, so our quiz group is starting from 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Everyone, you want to ask question? Okay, cool. Yeah. I think, yeah. We start from 16, right? No, 15. We start from 15. Our quiz group is starting from 21. We're able to do almost 6 quiz, right? So these are our assignment will come from okay, which is 10 quiz as normal, right? So that's it. And then you do 10 quiz on this particular one we just teach today. Then the previous one that we have
Hello, Captain. Good evening. Sorry, no vex. I get question to ask.
No, 15. We start from 15. Yeah, go ahead.
For that chapter 16 when you teach us now for that course here specializata. Now that course here where they maybe fresh account you say may you turn go left. Maybe now adopt your sense so they drive the car maybe in 10 minutes time you can't reach semaphore and then you want to go left. Fresh account carry go the center. Now that one because here specializata.
Yeah, fresh I'll carry go the center. You go for the center before you come from here.
Other cargo they come from front. Why
Yeah.
sometimes you see if I they come from work now with my bicycle, I will
You
enter
come
that
from
kind
the-
of center. I'll come wait for the car where they come from front before I turn.
Good, bravo, nice.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So as I was saying before, your assignment is going to be coming from this 15 to 21, which is 10 quiz. Then you will do another assignment again from 1 to 14. From 1 year, from 1 to 14, you will do it again 5 times. Your quiz will be 15 quiz. Now you will submit this week 15 quiz. Okay. All right. So you will do your quiz from 1 to 14. Then from 15 to 21. From 15 to 21 at 10. From 1 to 14 are waiting 5. Everything will be 15 quiz. Okay? Good. Now let's go. Our assignment, our quiz. First person there.
Sir, please come again. Explain. I want to do the quiz.
Alright, so you will do your quiz from 1. Go for start today. Go for the why for the teach they come. From 1, why for the teach they come. 1 to 14. You'll do it 5 times. Okay? Good. Now let's go. Today, now 16 for now 15 for start. 15 I believe. 15 to
Sir, please come again.
21.
Do the quiz.
You will do it 10 times. From 1, go for start today. Go for the why for the teach they you understand? 1 to 14. So
Yes,
all these
sir.
are in chapter 1, okay? Good, that's it. So let's be fast, all right? We can go to complete this chapter and go to the next one. So first person there, please. Everybody raise up your hand. Raise up your hands, guys. Raise up your let's say they put one. Okay? You understand? What do we have there?
Everyone.
These are in chapter 1, okay? Good, that's it. So let's be fast, all right? We can go to
La
complete
corsia di accelerazione serve per uscire da una piazzola di sosta.
Everybody raise up your hand. Raise up your hands, guys. Raise up your let's say they put one.
Passo.
You understand? What do we have there?
La corsia di accelerazione serve ad entrare correttamente in autostrada.
Vero.
La corsia di accelerazione serve per uscire da una piazzola di sosta. L'ente proprietario della strada può imporre che su una corsia i veicoli transitino ad una velocità minima obbligatoria.
James.
Serve ad entrare correttamente in autostrada.
Vero. Good evening, ma. Good evening, sir.
La corsia di accelerazione. Sulle banchine la sosta dei veicoli è consentita per un massimo di 5 ore. L'ente
Passa.
proprietario della strada può imporre
Yes, person.
che su una corsia i
Love
veicoli
it.
transitino ad una velocità minima. La corsia può essere destinata alla normale marcia dei veicoli.
Vero. Good evening.
Passo.
Sulle banchine la sosta dei veicoli. La corsia può essere destinata alla normale marcia dei veicoli.
That's no, you understand this one. Sorry, sir.
Kosia, what is Kosia? Kosia na lane.
La corsia può essere
Yeah.
destinata alla normale marcia
Can
dei
be
veicoli.
destined for the circulation of vehicle, for the movement of vehicle. Lane Kosia.
The which is maybe Masha.
March and
La
movement. Yes.
corsia
Okay.
può essere destinata
Okay,
alla
sir.
normale
Sorry, sir.
marcia
Another
dei
one
veicoli.
you see. Passo.
Fanno parte della
Sorry, sir.
carreggiata le corsie di emergenza delle autostrade.
Yeah. Alle la parte da carreggiata di così di Da
Carreggiata.
which is
Carreggiata is it part? Is this carreggiata? Is it part of the Corsia di Emergenza? No.
no.
Corsia di
Fanno
Emergenza
parte della carreggiata
is part of the
di
strada.
emergenza delle autostrade.
Okay?
Okay.
No? Ovvero. Alright, next person. So Corsia di Emergenza is part of the strada, not part of the carreggiata. Next person, please.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Pretty. Pretty job.
Il marciapiede è una parte della strada riservata anche alle biciclette.
No? Ovvero.
La corsia è una strada a scorrimento veloce.
So Corsia di Emergenza is part of the strada, not next person.
La corsia di decelerazione può essere utilizzata per la sosta dei veicoli.
Pretty job.
Il marciapiede è
Gladys.
una parte della strada riservata anche alle biciclette. La banchina non consente, di norma, il transito ai veicoli.
Next person.
La corsia di decelerazione può essere utilizzata per la sosta dei veicoli.
Gladys.
Vero o falso?
Gladys.
Ah, sorry. Vero, vero.
La banchina non consente, di norma,
Queen B.
il transito ai veicoli. Fanno parte della carreggiata le corsie di marcia.
Vero.
Vero o falso?
La corsia è limitata da strisce continue
Vero.
o discontinue.
Top.
Vero.
Queen B.
Il salvagente, posto in corrispondenza di attraversamenti pedonali, serve anche al riparo o alla sosta dei pedoni che attraversano la strada. È limitata da strisce continue o
Falso.
La corsia è limitata da strisce continue o discontinue.
Who they go?
Il
Paul.
salvagente, posto in corrispondenza di
Sorry.
attraversamenti pedonali, serve anche al riparo o alla sosta dei pedoni che attraversano la strada. Fanno parte della carreggiata le banchine.
Vero.
Who they go?
Paul.
Ah no, parte del